Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Office Educational Forum. Once again, to remind you, this is a space that Superintendent Alfredo Velasquez has opened up to shed light on the wonderful things that we do around the county. And as we continue through October, we're celebrating October as Arts Month. And we're super excited to be here at the Tubac Center of the Arts. I'm here with our faithful art director, Evan Corey, which he'll be taking over the reins here pretty quick. And also we're with Karen Lee, who's the artistic director here at the center. So we're super excited. We're going to take a walk through and see what they offer here. So Evan, why don't you start us off? What are we looking at right here?
So right here we have a wonderful presentation of photography by students in Santa Cruz County. And the premise was what brings you joy. So each student thought about it and took a photograph of something that brought them joy. And here are the 10 place winners, first through fifth place, and they did an amazing job. We want to congratulate them and thank the Boys and Girls Club of Santa Cruz County for sponsoring this event, and the Tubac Chamber of Commerce. So they're really wonderful. I love this one here by Victor Somoza, Nogales High School. And also this one here with the pens, really beautiful. But this is right at the entrance, and I understand that there are more photographs all around throughout Tubac. Yeah.
These are the award winners. These are the award winners, and then other participants are displayed throughout businesses in Tubac. I think it was actually just for the weekend, and they're going to be picking them up today, I believe. Yeah. Well, hey, we have a wall so they can stay. It's not a problem. If someone doesn't want to pick them up, we're happy to keep them here. It's great to be able to present, artwork done by local youth. And we do have youth programs here. We have a high school high art exhibition every spring. And then in the summertime, we have summer arts for youth. It's like a summer arts camp. Okay. And kids come. I believe they are 7 to 13, maybe 6 to 13. Okay. I think it's 7. I'm not really involved in the kids' programming, so I don't know all the details. But yeah, that information goes on our website and out to the community after the first of the year. Yeah, so we try to reach everybody. Well, and let's that it's 6 to 13, because I have twin daughters. Are they 13? Okay, that's great. And also when they turn 14, 15, 16, we also offer the kids an opportunity to be an assistant teacher, to volunteer, to get experience working, with the teachers and the kids. And then I think at 15 or 16, they actually get a paid position. Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. Okay, would you like to take a walkthrough? Our current exhibition is a national juried exhibit of artwork from artists all over the country, and actually a couple from out of the country. And all the work is created with a medium called encaustic, or oil and cold wax. Encaustic is actually, the color pigment is in melted beeswax mixed with damar resin crystal. So it's actually they're painting with wax. And oil and cold wax is a very popular medium right now, where it's artists who maybe normally paint with oil paint, they can add this wax medium, and it changes the consistency of the oil paint, so you can build up layers, and it dries quicker too. So it provides a different type of texture. Yes. So I'll point out some specific pieces of work, but let's walk in here. This is called Metamorphosis, and it's in partnership with an organization out of New Mexico called the International Encaustic Artists. So we're doing this exhibit together. We had 2 jurors. Lisa Pressman is from New Jersey, and Susan Stover is from California. And they both reviewed all these images online to select the pieces in the show. There were 380 pieces submitted, and they picked 62. And then they came here, and then they selected the awards in person. And they also taught a workshop. So the Tubac School of Fine Arts joined the Art Center a year ago, and now they are the adult education division. So they were teaching an encaustic workshop over there. Anyways, so we can start over here because this little wall has an example of 3 different types of work. This painting in the middle is a direct encaustic painting. And you put down layers and layers, and you use either a heat gun or a torch to melt the layers and build them up and fuse them together.
Now, when you have the summer camps, you aren't going to
No.
let the 6-year-olds have a
No,
chance, are you?
the kids are not going to be,
You will have no more center.
no, the kids will not be allowed to use encaustic or fire, no. This painting is actually oil painting on top of encaustic. So you can, oil paint is friendly with encaustic, they go together. You can't mix acrylic paint with encaustic, it doesn't work, they separate.
Was it an encaustic base?
Yes, so she put an encaustic base and then did the fine detail painting of the falcon on top of that.
So you see how it brings it out.
Mm-hmm. It just gives it a different look. And then this painting right here is oil and cold wax. So you can see it doesn't look like a regular oil painting. It's a little bit thicker. It's a little more matte. And if you get really close, there's a lot of texture in the water coming down. So that's one of the advantages of working with this medium. You can build up layers and add texture. And there's a lot of variety in this exhibition. And one of the reasons they picked the work that they did is to show the versatility of encaustic, to show all the things you can do with it. Some sculptural pieces, works on paper. You can collage and incorporate other materials into encaustic. This piece actually has feathers embedded into it. It has feathers, ash, charcoal, and oil paint. And this one, it almost looks like fabric, but it's made with little dots of encaustic. Interesting, huh? Right. This one is an example of how you can incorporate photography with encaustic. So there's ways to put photographs down and then put encaustic on top. There's also ways to do photo transfer onto encaustic.
Now, I noticed that one has a little red dot with some of the sparkly stickers.
The red dot means it's sold. So all the work,
For sale.
yes.
Okay.
Everything in our exhibits, when we put out a call to artists, are for sale. The only things that aren't for sale is we have a permanent collection of our master's work. And then also in one of our galleries back here, the studio gallery, we have partnered with the Tubac Historical Society for an exhibit, and those pieces are on loan, so they're not for sale. These are the awards. So the jurors came in and selected pieces, and so we're just acknowledging that this is an award winner. And this piece shows an example of how when you build up layers and layers and layers, then you can carve back in and pull out the color that's underneath and use that to create your design. Yep. Over here, we've got a lot of layered mixed media. This piece also took an award. It's oil, cold wax, wax-lined thread on paper. And then she tore up the paper and built this up, kind of stitched and glued some things together. Yeah. So let's move over here.
So while we're moving, can you tell us a little bit about what types of events you guys have here?
Sure. Well,
I mean, obviously they can come and look and everything.
oh
but you
yeah,
guys
and this is free. This is a free
Okay, so it's free to
center.
get in.
It's free to get in. It's a nonprofit, so it's free to get in. We also have a gift shop. In our regular season, we have both a the performing arts series. That's why we have a stage right behind you. And the performances start this month. Every month through April, we have a live performance. And you've actually performed here, correct? Yes. Evan's performed here. And was a very short period on the Performing Arts Committee. And so there's a committee.
Kick him off?
No, they didn't kick him off. Anyways, yeah, so there's different types of musical events, and those are ticketed
Said once a month.
once a month, October through April. And
That's on the website?
it is. It's under Performing Arts, and you can buy tickets online or call here. It's $35 per ticket, which is pretty reasonable. You can also buy a season subscription where you get a discount if you want to go to more than one performance. Then we have what's called Art Speaks, and we've partnered with the Tucson Museum of Art, and their docents come down and do monthly presentations. So that starts actually this week on Thursday. So the second Thursday of every month through March, I believe, we have a docent come and do a presentation. And this is a member-based nonprofit, and so our members get into that for free, and visitors or guests is $10.
And is it a one-day,
It's 5 to 7 on a Thursday evening.
5 to 7 on Thursday?
Yeah.
So you can get off work and
Right, come on down. Yeah. And kids are welcome.
ages?
Well, as long as they're not like crying, babies crying in the background, that's disruptive. But, I think it's a good learning opportunity.
Right.
Learn about art and different artists. This piece took an award, and the artist is actually a fiber artist, and so she attempted to combine fiber art with encaustic. Really kind of changed it up, and she was being very experimental.
Yellow.
Yeah, it's a great name, isn't it? Great title. This piece over here is a cool example of different things that you can do. Underneath the blue flowers are actually a cyanotype printmaking method on paper. And then the little bowl and the persimmons are actually created almost like if you were making them with clay, but she used the wax. So they're sculptural and then they're attached. This is another example of using photography with encaustic. And then this grouping here was created by an artist in Silver City, New Mexico. And it's a series of 3 pieces titled When Women Were Birds. And this piece right here, number 3, won Best of Show. And she creates these, it took her about 8 months to create each piece. And most of the construction is made with cardboard. And they're really light. And so they're built with the head piece is like a styrofoam head that you would make stuff with. So that was the base of it. And then she built things up mostly with cardboard, and then found objects, and then did all the encaustic on top of that. Yeah, it's very cool. Over here is an example of when you're layering and layering this material, how you can carve back and create depth and texture. So if you see this, I mean, it's really like he got the wood, right? In this one, you can see the tree branch is actually coming off the panel.
When you do a show like this, Karen, how soon do you put a call out for artists? It must be months and months.
It's months ahead. Right now we have 2 calls out. One is called Arizona Aqueous, and we've been doing that exhibit for 35 years. It's water media on paper. And so that call is actually, there's a link on our website, and people can go and apply. And there's another one, and that exhibit is not till January, I think. And then we have another one called Shock of the New West. So it's a contemporary spin on a Western theme. So it's pretty wide open with what people want to make. That show is in late February, but the call is already out on the website.
Okay, so if a local artist would like to submit, all they need to do is go to the website.
Yes. And there's a prospectus that they can download. It has all the information. There's a link to the site where we accept applications. Yeah. And both of those are national juried shows. So we have jurors, and it's open to people across the country. Okay, so I just want to point out our jurors show. This is called Visual Conversations. And the two jurors that selected the work for the Metamorphosis show, Susan Stover lives in California and Lisa Pressman lives in New Jersey. They are both instructors and often work together teaching Encaustic. They discovered some similarities, although their work is very different. They discovered some similarities in how they work and what their work ended up looking like. And so they kind of presented these in small groupings, like the pieces were having a conversation. So you can see there's, the more flat encaustic pieces. And then Susan builds out these three-dimensional pieces using cardboard and encaustic.
Have they worked together before?
They have. They've worked together before, but this particular exhibit, I don't know if they've exhibited just the two of them together before, but they've worked together for a long time, mostly teaching.
Yeah, they really complement each other.
They do. And so you can just see all the possibilities of what you can do with these materials, right? They're very exciting. And then I'd like to take you into this other exhibit. This is our final big exhibit. This is the one that's on loan from the Tubac Historical Society. Some of the pieces are actually on loan from members of the community. Looks like we're missing some light. It's hard to read without the light. So this is titled Harwood Steiger Scrapbook. And Harwood Steiger, in the 60s, he and his wife lived in Tubac, and they had a fabric printing company. And so he did all this work with screen printing. Over here's an example of the screen. So he would create these designs on the screen, and then it's hard to see in these photos, but there'd be big rolls of fabric, and he would screen print them. And then he would sell the fabric, and people would make clothing, tablecloths, curtains. It was very popular.
Now it's sort of coming back to the whole mid-century modern.
Yes, and doesn't this feel kind of like you're walking into a vintage, shop or something? Yeah.
Show Mad Men. I don't know if you've seen
Oh yeah, I did. That went on and on and on. I got really addicted. Got weird at the end. And then also, he was part of making signage for the Arts Festival back in the day. I don't know what year that was from. But anyways, yeah, so we change out our exhibitions about every 6 to 8 weeks. There's always something new going on here. Occasionally we have other special events. We have our Tubac Singers performance is in December. We're going to have an event called Cowboy Christmas Paint Out. It's a fundraiser where local artists it's an outdoor event. People buy a ticket. There's food, and artists have an hour to make a painting. And then those paintings are auctioned off. And it's a fundraiser for the Arts Center. Yeah. And then in the spring, we have our open studio tour. And that artists from Sararita to Nogales participate in that. And it's a weekend. It's 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And visitors come. It's free to the visitors. Anyone can go to anyone's studio and see and purchase artwork directly from the artists.
So the artists, they open up their workspace.
Exactly. Or their home. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's especially fun if the artist has a working studio and you can see how they're working. But it's an opportunity to meet and purchase work directly from the artist.
For the artists that are here in Tubac.
No, artists from Sahuarita to Nogales.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the artists in Nogales are invited to participate if they choose to. There's a fee for the artist to participate, and we put together a beautiful catalog that we send out.
How many artists have participated?
Let's see. Last year was a lower number, and I think it was around 60. But normally, well, that was a COVID year, right? And people still participated, right? And we're just starting to work on that project now for this coming year. I would expect around 90, maybe. It depends. Maybe you can encourage some artists from Nogales to participate. Okay.
Well, that's really what we'd like to accomplish in this first October Arts Month is just try to get people together and have a standing meeting once or twice a month, just so everybody's talking, and just so that everybody's talking, everybody's communicating, so that we aren't working in silos. It's really a dream that Superintendent Velasquez has. And once you get those people working together, obviously we're the school superintendent's office, so we really want that art to get into the schools and different offers for the children, so they could not only do art, right, but also you can learn math through art. You can learn all kinds of things through art. So hopefully we can integrate and maybe some kids that have some different learning styles, we're able to offer some different activities that helps them learn curriculum stuff, but through art. So I mean, that's awesome that you have that event. You have those 90 artists, local artists. That's exactly the type of stuff that we want to make sure that we're supporting. And we're gonna, when you guys have that, we're gonna have to come back and talk to you and interview some people and everything, because Evan was able to put together a calendar, and it's just for October, right? And it's just amazing how many things, it's on our website now, how many artistic events and happenings there are just in the month of October within just our county. And I was shocked, because I didn't know, right? And like I said, I have twin daughters. I'd love for them to participate in everything, right? And so it's wonderful that you're doing that. Anything else you'd like to mention before we sign off?
We're open 7 days a week for visitors. A number of people come to Tubac on Mondays and find that some of the businesses are closed. Tubac Center of the Arts is open 7 days a week. Everyone is welcome. Let's see. Well, I think I told you also that we have a gift shop. There's opportunities to volunteer. So if there are some members of the community that want to get out and be involved in something, we have all types of ways for people to volunteer, whether it's working in the gift shop, at the gallery desk as a hostess, or when I change out the shows, oh my, it's a lot of work. I have 4 days to put a show together. One comes down, the other one goes up. And that includes packing and shipping and all that. So, yeah, if people want to get involved and learn about how to put on exhibitions, that's an opportunity as well.
Well, thank you so much for opening the doors to us. And we enjoy having you within our committee, trying to get everybody working together here in the county. And come on out. Edgardo, I'm sure you have the most updated equipment, but I'm sure that the film that what you're using doesn't give justice to what we saw today. It's pretty amazing, the 3D effect with the art that we saw today. It's a beautiful place if you haven't been here before. Obviously, very nice people. So come on out, Tubac Center of the Arts, located here in Tubac. And once again, Evan, did you want to mention anything? Once again, thank you so much for joining us on the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Educational Forum. And we'll see you next week with another artist from Santa Cruz County. Thank you.
sociales promovemos nuestra comunidad y su gente, y lo hacemos con mucha pasión, pero sobre todo con gran corazón. Con decenas de seguidores nuevos cada semana en nuestras redes sociales y colaboradores claves, estamos convencidos de que lo que hacemos está en el gusto de usted y de nuestra audiencia. Con entrevistas semanales tocando temas diversos de interés social como salud, educación, cultura, negocios, entre otros, nos hemos ganado la confianza de miles de personas de esta maravillosa región, Arizona, Sonora. En We Love Nogales siempre estamos en búsqueda de nuevas alternativas, ideas vanguardistas acompañadas de nueva tecnología que nos ayuden a promover y posicionar nuestra ciudad fronteriza de Nogales a un nivel global. Lo invitamos a que no se vuelva a perder nuestras entrevistas, los acontecimientos y eventos más relevantes de nuestra comunidad. Síganos por aquí en We Love Nogales. Transmitiendo nuestra comunidad al mundo.